Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to another episode of the Muslim Millennials Podcast. We keep giving you more and more, and we're praying that we can stay consistent. Thank you so much for the support and the sharing and the likes and the comments and subscribing. It doesn't go unnoticed. So another, we hope, an interesting topic. But before, what's going on, bro?
Another week.
Another week, yeah?
I'm traveling soon to Spain.
Luqman is leaving me.
Only for a week.
Only for a week, but you know.
Don't miss me too much. It's my sister's wedding.
Okay, Mabruk. Congratulations to her.
Thank you. To her.
To her.
But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to a little bit of...
How long have you been here now? For?
A month and a half.
A month and a half?
Yeah, but you know, like I want some cool weather where I can wear a jacket. I'm a bit tired of the heat.
No, for real. I feel you, man. I mean, I've been here. When you came, was I already here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
I've been here for a good
2 months now.
Yeah.
2 months. Oh, well, I went to America.
Even more. You went to America.
Yeah, but 2 months and a bit.
Yeah.
I know those who live in Cairo can testify to, it's nice being here, but there comes a point where you have to leave.
Yeah.
You have to kind of get back.
Also because you are here and you are engaged in a lot of studies and work and so ever, but your family, your friends, you are not here. Exactly. Obviously, we have some good friends. I have my good friend Ahmed as well, but you know,
no, exactly. For
sometimes
real.
you miss it.
Nah, we all do, man. But yeah, so topic of discussion. Again, it's not about having such a conclusion or we're giving answers to something. It's just we're sharing our thoughts and our opinions on something, and something that it's linked in but not exclusively it almost was the impetus of me starting Muslim Millennials, was where I noticed a lot of people turning away from religion, but they were not turning away from God. So the question is then, why would someone follow a religion in the 21st century?
That's a very...
It's very complex.
It's a very complex question, and it's very profound question, because I don't think it's a question that is new. It's a question that is as old as religion.
Yeah, for real.
You know, and it might manifest and take different forms in different times of the history, but how theoretical do you want me to go with this?
Start with the theory. Start there.
Okay. And this is my conception, something that is not my ideas.
Okay.
I would not claim them.
Okay.
And it's something I have come to believe through my different studies and experiences, and it has to do with a duality. I wouldn't say, okay. It has to do with two different sides of the human being, in which he unifies both. Okay. Unifies the inward or the unseen and the outward, the manifest. Yeah. And he unifies intention and action. Yeah. And he unifies belief and the manifestation of that belief. Yeah. So obviously the first question that I think anyone would have to answer is, what do I believe in? Yeah. If I believe in anything at all. Okay. You know, because there's a lot of people today that claim they don't believe in anything, which I disagree.
Of course.
You might not know what you believe in, or you might think that what you believe in is not a belief, but you're still believing in it. Yeah. And every metaphysical proposition which you believe in that metaphysical proposition, how much you want to argue it and how reasonable it must be, but something that you take on as your inward reality has a manifestation in the way you do things. You act, all your actions, or all our actions are not simple impulses to, responses to impulses. That's something that since the conceptions of psychology, for example, has been studied. At the beginning, like when psychology begins to form as a scientific science, they measured the time of the reflection time, they call it. So the time that an impulse takes since you feel the impulse and your reaction to it, right? Then they realize, wait, there is more to it, because there is how that person processes that impulse, right? And then the reaction to that impulse, it goes through the way he processes it. And the way he processes that impulse, it goes through his cognitive behaviors and patterns and knowledges, and which in a way is your metaphysical worldview. So the way you react to the world and you act in the world comes from that metaphysical proposition, from that the way you believe things are and they work. So
people are going to be saying, but what the hell does this have to do with why people should follow it? Why should people? No, but that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Well, it has everything to do why you should follow a religion.
Please expand on that. Why should someone believe in religion?
I wouldn't say believe in religion.
Or follow a religion.
Yeah, I would say being aware that everything you act and everything you manifest in your actions, it does not come from a void. It's not simply your reaction to an external impulse. So your actions is the manifestation of your cognitive behavior, beliefs, worldview, metaphysical proposition, whether you are aware of it or not. Right? So the first question will not be why someone should follow a religion. The first question is, I would say, if everything that we do, in the way we act, in the way that we behave, in the way that we speak, is a reflection of our inward, let's summarize in an inward reality or metaphysical worldview. If everything that I do is a manifestation of that, what do I believe in? And how is that manifested in the world? Right? So now,
as a starting point.
Now, so the question is, what do I believe in? You know, why? What am I basing my understanding of myself and the universe in? No? But so I'm not going to go. I don't want to go into the argument of whether you should believe in God or not. That's another argument. And the proofs or not proofs of everything. That's another argument. But let's take into consideration that you do. Now, how is that being manifested in your life? How is that being shown in your life? And think about it. You know, think how one relates to the other, and or how your actions. Because this is interesting. How your actions might contradict what you say you believe in, because maybe what you actually believe in is not what you're saying.
And you know, to now, you've given me a humongous task to unpack and share my reflections on that. Because straight away my mind goes through so many different things, and Islam, in the context of being a Muslim, speaks to this reality exactly like this. So, for example, the first thing you said, you ended with how your actions affirm your inward reality or contradict that reality. And what is that? But what does that say to me straight away? That what is the inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Your outward reality of your prayer stops you from doing something which is considered odious. That is that relation that I see within Islam.
Absolutely, and there's much more. I think.
And there's so many more we can go into.
But I think it's interesting also to mention that although your actions are a manifestation of that reality, it does not necessarily mean that what you think you believe in is what you're acting upon. And that's something.
How many boxes are you going to open today?
No, because I'm going to make an example.
Yes, please.
Right? And it's not trivial, although it might sound like. If you are in a relationship with someone, right? And you say you love them, and you say you want to be with them, but you acting otherwise, even not necessarily knowing why, but you pushing that person away through your actions. There is a certain coldness. You don't feel like you want to spend time with them. You don't engage with them in things that you both enjoy, etc., etc., etc. Right? You're not doing that outward actions. You're not being kind, gifts, anything. You're not doing your outer reality. Your actions are actually pushing that person away. But you still think, I really love this person. But you might only think that because you think you have to stick to that person while you do not actually love them. You know? So what you think you should be doing...
There's two things happening here anyway. Carry on.
So what you think you should be doing is... what you act in is upon your inner reality, which then thinking gets in between. And you think, I should love this person. I should love them.
And this is how someone would act if they were in love with this person.
Yes. Like, how would I act? No, but the thing is, so in this example, right? And it's something that we might find ourselves in that situation. What's the word for heart in Arabic? Qalb. Didn't they say that the meaning of it is something that turns towards something or turns away from something, right? So your heart turns towards something, which, let me make this argument. So your heart turns towards something. All the blood in your body, what does it go through?
Your heart.
It goes through your heart. Isn't it possible that your heart turning towards something is sending a message to all your body parts to turn towards that? It means your actions are turning towards that. And it's not something that even goes through your brain. And if you turn away from that, all the blood that is going through your heart, that then is going to your limbs, that then manifests in your actions, is turning away from it. So your heart is turning towards something or turning away from something. But then you think, I should want to be with this person. I should want to love this person. I should want this. But your action is telling otherwise.
I mean, you give me so much to unpack, loads to unpack, but I want to kind of hone in on the point of, I mean, we agree. What you do reflects your inward reality, reflects what you believe, whether you are aware or unaware of it. Bringing it back to the question that I said in the beginning, how does that relate to the question of why should you follow a religion today?
Okay, well, first we will need to define what religion is, which is, in Islamically, we do not say religion, we say the deen.
Exactly.
It's a transaction. And the way I think it relates, it's because what's the first thing that a Muslim should do?
You know, they say, أول ما واجب على المكلفين معرفة الله. The first obligation upon the legally responsibly held person within Islam is coming to the arrival of knowledge of God. Yes.
So that will conform your entire worldview. That will conform your entire metaphysical proposition or understanding, or however you want to call it. So if the first obligation of the Muslim it's to know Allah and follow the messenger, that would be the second step. The first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what do I believe in? What does it mean to believe in this? How am I just saying that I believe in certain things, or are my actions following my belief?
Exactly.
Now,
that's why it's interesting, because I'm tying it back in again. You know, when you say something, so many things go through my head. Like when they say in the Sharia that even though they say the person should say the Shahada once in their life, but they say that's a community transaction. So other people in society are aware that person's a Muslim. However, if the person says it alone in their heart, that's enough.
I've been asked this question. Like, I was asked when at some point in different situations, I was asked, someone asked me, well, I believe someone that want to become Muslim, I believe in God, and I wanted and I am already praying and fasting and everything. Do I really need to make my shahada in public? And I said, well, look, that's not a matter of you believe. That's a matter of your social reality. Why? Because if you are a Muslim, then if you die, people will pray for you and they will bury you in a Muslim place. But they need to know. If someone dies and you inherit, they need to know. If you want to marry someone, they need to know.
Exactly.
So it's not really a point of whether you believe or not. It's a point of understanding that you live in a social context. Right? And that also ties up with following a religion. You might, I think there's 2 points there, right? The first thing is, I think the first part of that would be because there is the question of, cannot I just believe in God and do whatever I want? Yes, you can. Today, nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything.
Muslims will definitely say something to you.
But in every time, that was always a possibility. Because no one is gonna be on top of you 24 hours a day to tell you what you should or you should not do. Although some people would love to do it. But no one is going to do it. So if we come to this moment of realization, which is belief. Belief in the sense of submitting to the overwhelming reality of existence, which is Allah, which is the Creator. If we, which is being with capital B, as wujud, as existent, if we come to this moment of realization, this moment which is might be overwhelming, the Prophet, peace be upon him, when he first received revelation, he thought he had gone mad, isn't it? He went to Khadija and he asked her, what is happening to me? Am I going mad? You know, and Khadija said, no.
Your Lord would. Your Lord wouldn't do that to you.
Your Lord, because you feed the poor, treat well the people, have good relationship with your kin. So, but he had that overwhelming moment, right? And Khadija confirmed his outward reality by saying, no, because you act as someone who is sound, and you actually act well in that regard. But if we, at one point, and I think it's something which most people or everyone would face at some point or another, whether they want to recognize it, push it under the carpet, or take it
So what we're saying essentially that in every person's life, they come to a point where they confront their own reality.
Yes.
I agree. I totally agree. And no matter who the person is, one day you're going to have what they call an existential crisis.
Yes.
Who am I?
Yes.
What is the purpose of this? Why am I here? Now, what you do next is different.
That's what we can talk about.
Because
now.
what you do next is up to the person.
Yeah.
But okay, Karen.
So if we come to this moment, to this overwhelming realization, and you accept, you submit. That's why Islam is submitting. Submitting in the way that you actually have no choice. It's not because I choose not to. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to cover it, and that's why it's kufr. Because you cover up reality. But you come to this moment, this overwhelming moment of realization, and then you wake up next morning and you have to go about your life, and you have to make breakfast, and you have to make coffee, and you have to maybe go to your work, and you have to engage with your family and your friends, etc., etc., etc. And then you say, how in the world am I going to do this without forgetting this overwhelming reality that I have found, that I have no choice but to accept? How do I go about all of these things without forgetting this reality? You know, and I think that is when you look to someone that looks to you that lives in that way, in a way that is able to engage as a human being in the world without forgetting the reality. I think first we all will look to someone close. Yeah. And then if we are lucky enough that someone close will point us to the Prophet. Yeah. Because the Prophet was the person that was more aware, more conscious, more submitted in the most perfect way to that overwhelming reality of existence. Yeah. And he is still engaged. And he engaged in a way that will not make him forget who he was and where did he come from, right?
But then the question I will have, and many will have, is that, not personally, but many people have this question, again, tying into why to follow a religion. So the person has come and arrived at that experience, has arrived at that, at the reality, has arrived at that meaning now. This, I now accept that there is something larger than me out there, and this is what we're going to call it, God, whatever you're going to call it now. But then, why do I have to? Why does it need to take a form? Why does it need to have a form as a religion? Why can't I just say I believe and it's not enough?
Because, and this is my opinion, everything that we do is a manifestation, we were speaking of a meaning.
Of what?
Of a meaning.
A meaning, yeah.
It's a manifestation of, we are as humans, we are the point of encounter or of union between the inward and the outward. Yeah. And every form that we manifest in reality as actions, words, thoughts, is the reflection of a meaning. Yeah. So if you come to this overwhelm, if you accept God, let's put it that way, and your actions do not comply with that acceptance, it might be that you're not really accepting it. And I'm not here making a particular defense of Islam, which I think is another topic. I think is to do with the Prophet, with the way he was, behaved, and many other things. But you could say that believing is acting according to that belief. Yeah. And if you're not acting according to that belief, then you're acting according to another belief. Yeah. So everything that you are going to do is the form of something. Yeah. So ask yourself, or we should ask ourselves, what is the form that I am manifesting? What is the meaning of the form that I am manifesting in reality? And then ask yourself, or ask ourselves, what is the reality I have submitted to? Yeah.
Right, do we even carry on after that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we even carry on after that. Right, that's a lot to digest. I'm trying to think of the question.
Well, the question, the question was, why should someone follow a religion? Yeah. I would say you have no option but to follow a religion. Yeah. Let's put it that way. Okay. Now, let's take away the word religion. Okay. You have no option but to follow a metaphysical proposition. Yeah. No option. Yeah. It's inherent to your reality. Of course. Now, if your worldview, your existence, your being is based...
sorry to cut you off, but are we calling any action or any acting out a metaphysical proposition, is that religion? Or any acting out of a belief system, is that religion with a capital R?
That would be two different questions, right? Okay. Every acting out of your metaphysical proposition is a way of a religion.
Okay.
Now, a way of a religion in the meaning of actions that support a belief.
Yeah.
Now, if we are speaking about religion as something institutionalized, then as something we could say, well, what is Islam? Islam is believing in God, in the Prophet, the 5 prayers, etc. You know, all the pillars of the Islam, Iman, Ihsan. Now, and how that manifests in your daily, in the articles of what to do or not to do, that's another topic, I think, right? It's not another topic, it's part of this same topic, but I think we first have to establish, before we actually can come to that, we first have to establish that, in my opinion, everyone follows a religion.
Okay. Everyone
follows a metaphysical proposition. In the Quran, it says, "Lakum dinukum waliya din." It says, leave me your way to your way, and leave me to me my way. It doesn't say you don't have one. You have one. Now, what is the one that you are manifesting? So, if we establish that everything that you do in your daily life responds to that, then the question is, what are your actions manifesting? Now, if you believe in God, then how is that being manifested? Now, this is difficult to articulate, I think, but I would say, what is the God that you believe in?
No. That is. No, but the thing is, it's quite profound, that question, because that ties into what you're saying before, that what metaphysical proposition that you've accepted, but also that ties into how you'll manifest that. So, for example, and I'm just repeating what you're saying, but it's just so profound in my head, because I'm thinking that the God that you believe in will affect everything that you do and how you see the world. So we have people who almost make God to be out this very petty figure, this very someone who's bloodthirsty, and so many issues, and the way they see the world is through that lens. Or someone, so for example, I always like personal anecdotes. For example, someone will see a God that's so nitpicky about someone's length of their beard, that's so nitpicky about how they have their hair cut, and that's the God they believe in. So everything they see, they view that through the lens of that. If my God can be so nitpicky with this, it must be in every single thing, and you create robots.
So, well, that's the other thing. I think robots.
You create robots. I mean, my rebuttal to that, I'm thinking, people get annoyed, but I always say that you think the same creator that created the beautiful cosmos is going to have a fit over the length of my hair. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But again, back to what the point is, that you end up creating robots because you become so, and I don't believe no one lives like that in the real world. It's impossible.
It's not only that, I think is, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was a living, with capital L, human being. That was the most aware of his reality, and still functioned perfectly within the world. He was a living human being that responded to circumstances without letting the circumstances forget his own reality. And as a human being, sometimes he will feel tired. There is this, I think I sent you something that I read, you remember? There's these 3 hadith about what the Prophet did between the Fajr prayer and the
Fajr prayer
and the Subh, or Subh and Fajr, depending which madhab you follow. But what he did, and one says, well, he made dhikr. He other one said he lay down. Other one said he spoke to Aisha. All of that to me points he was alive. And he prayed. And depending on this, maybe he was very tired that day. And he laid down. And who is not to say that when he was laid down, he was not doing dhikr? And maybe he wasn't sleeping. And sometimes he maybe wanted to sit down and contemplate and do dhikr in that state. Sometimes maybe speaking to Aisha was doing dhikr. You know, but he was a living being responding to circumstances. It's not whether you have to do this or have to do that or have to do that. You know, and the way some people might approach religion from that perspective of religion is a binary code of one and zeros of what you do and what you don't do. But who am I within that binary code? I don't fit.
Exactly.
I mean, the human being does not fit into a binary code. Otherwise, we'll be robots, we'll be machines, right?
But this is the beauty of it. And this is as someone who's studying fiqh, and you can testify. You cannot build your life from a fiqh book.
No.
You cannot build your life from a fiqh book. Like, and people forget this. People forget. So they read the fiqh, and this is why I have many young people messaging me, and they become OCD in their worship. Oh my God, I forgot this much of my limb. Oh my God, I didn't do this. Oh my God, I did. I'm thinking, just relax. But because you have to understand, the fiqh books are law manuals. They're not the faith itself. They're not the religion itself. They are how to. They are formalized standardization of codes that assist you. But life is so much bigger than that.
I mean, the thing is, to encounter the overwhelming reality of existence, you have to be alive. And then to face that reality and act it out in your life, you have to be alive. And being alive, it's so much. It's so much of everything. We say it's so extra. You know, but we can't narrow down the human experience to ones and zeros, to a binary code. You know, yes, of course, it's important to know, because there are certain things that we might know or might not know. What's the ruling? What's the ruling? How the Prophet approached so many issues, and what's the ruling of Allah according to those issues? Because we as humans, through reason, and this is something being discussed in philosophy and psychology, through reason you can argue one point of the equation, or you can argue the other one, both making perfect reasonable sense. Whether should I do this or should I do that, right? I'm actually reading now a book I always wanted to read and only now come to it, Crime and Punishment. It's brilliant in the sense that this man commits an act, a despicable act, because he convinced himself that it's reasonable for him to do it. But then he has to live the consequences of committing that act, and reason cannot hold him because existentially he's broken. And how that manifests in his life. And now the deen itself is that living transaction between you and your creator. So you have to live, and through life you go through many different situations, and you maybe and probably, and a lot of them, you need guidance. And then it's where Allah sends you guidance. You know, but and then also we have the beautiful seerah and the way the hadith has been collected, so that we have the closest and most detailed account of the life of the Prophet. Why? Because he was that person that was alive within this reality, living that reality in his life and acting in that way. So one might one might perceive that maybe if I try to follow his example in whichever my capacity it is, maybe I will not forget about this and I will be alive.
I'm tempted to end there, but I have to
Okay.
say one more question, and one more thing to bring up is, so, I mean, tying up the question again, these are such heavy topics, and there's no way we're going to discuss it in 15, 20 hours, in years. But the question again, we have established that no matter what you do, you are living out some kind of religion then.
Yeah, some kind of metaphysical worldview, something with your proposition and so on and so forth.
And our question was then, why to follow a religion? Is our question not then redundant? Was all that hour useless?
No, I think it was important in the sense that a lot of it's common to believe that following a religion means acting a particular code, which it's a way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But it's what you have to decide is if everyone is following one, if everyone is acting a particular metaphysical worldview or proposition or belief or whatever you want to call it, which one are you following?
Yeah.
That's the question. Then ask yourself, which one am I following and why? Because if it's not a choice to follow one or not, the choice is which one.
Yeah.
So I think the question was why to follow a religion in today's world, and I think we actually turned around the question to you have no choice. The question is which one are you following and why?
Okay.
And I think
and that will be for part 2 of the question. Again, hope you enjoyed that discussion. I know I did. It was, again, we have a topic that we start off with and it takes us everywhere, as the nature of these kind of questions. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also comment, engage us. What do you think we should talk about next? This conversation will definitely be another 2, 3, 4 videos. So until then, I'll see you all, inshallah. Take care.